So continuing on the story that we were talking about yesterday with Senator Chris Van Hollen trying to go to El Salvador.
No, he did go. He didn't try.
I'm sorry. Going to El Salvador, but trying to bring back Kilmar Abrego Garcia, which is like a straight like facepalm because it's like
he tried to meet with him.
Yo,
who does he think he is?
The president of a country is gonna meet with some senator guy that nobody heard of. I never even heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And because the president wasn't there.
And the president was there. The president was there.
Supposedly the president wasn't there. He wanted to meet with the MS prisoner, with the MS-13 prisoner.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sure, I wouldn't even want to walk in there. Just they might lock the door behind his ass.
They should have. That would have taught him a lesson.
It's like San Quentin here, right? Like Metallica filmed a video in San Quentin years ago, and they told him straight up, if you're taking hostage, we are not gonna negotiate your release. So they said it was kind of scary, but luckily they were Metallica fans. This dude, MS-13, is not a fan of a U.S. senator, dog. Are you insane? This is not. Just to let you know, guys, this ain't Weimar, all right? This ain't the kind of prison you can.
What a fool.
Think Eastern State Pen in its current state, all right? This place is the land of wind and ghosts, all right? If you're there, you're forgotten. You will never get out. There is no visits. There's no visitation at all, let alone a conjugal. Even though I'm not gonna lie, if they got a hold of that senator, there would have been the first conjugal visit recorded in that prison.
Deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia is turning into a war.
She did that
war
nice, huh?
between
Abrego.
The Trump administration, the
She said it better now.
Salvadoran
Abrego.
government, and Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen.
So the senator is in El Salvador right now.
Bring Kilmar home. Hold on. Before we even go any further, what is up with look at this person. Listen, boomers.
Oh my God, go home and knit a sweater. What are you doing?
She already did. She's wearing it. Yo, what is wrong with y'all? Why do you want a gang member? Oh my God. Oh my God. I would much rather, I think that America should bring sweatshops back, but we should force old people, not kids. And this, I nominate her.
Yeah, they don't have nothing better to do.
At all. You know what? We should send her to one of those facilities. We should send her to one of those facilities, like in a Happy Gilmore. Can I have a glass of milk? You can have a nice tall glass of shut the hell up.
That's to go to the notorious prison where Abrego Garcia is being held, and now we're hearing from Attorney General Pam Bondi. She's doubling down, saying that the 29-year-old father and husband will never come back.
She ain't no game.
She ain't no game. John Gonzalez was part of a media video conference call with Senator Chris.
Does that hair look real?
El Salvador. And
his hair?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it looks like.
What the hell? It looks like a bad toupee.
Yo, when your hair is trying to go the opposite way where you're standing, there's something. Look how deep. Look at this. Look at that.
That looks so bad.
Maybe it's like a new type of umbrella that looks like a head of hair. He looks ridiculous, yo.
One word that has become very contentious is facilitate. Both sides have been going back and forth on exactly what the U.S. Supreme Court meant last week when it unanimously voted and ruled that the United States government has to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Now, Attorney General Pat Bondi has more of a defiant tone this week. Speaking to reporters at a press briefing yesterday, she reiterated that it is up to the Salvadoran
Oh my God, what's up with her
president,
face?
Nayib Bukele,
Which one?
You ain't see that?
Newest prisoner ever gets out. Meanwhile,
Just for the record, if you guys are looking for straight up serious political commentary, you're in the wrong channel. Look at his face.
Oh, isn't that Riley?
Yeah, it is. But why is she looking
looks
like
so
that?
Angry.
I don't even know if she's angry. She actually looks like she forgot she left something on. She's like, was it the stove? Did I leave the garage door open?
The iron. It was the iron.
The Salvadoran president, Nayib Bukele, whether CICOT's newest prisoner ever gets out. Meanwhile, Senator Van Hollen arrived in San Salvador yesterday.
Oh my God, unlawfully taken.
And disappeared?
Yeah, disappeared. Y'all know where he's at. That's not what a disappearing is. I mean, y'all can't see him, so I guess technically it's a disappearing. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. See, that's the walk of a man that shouldn't have ate that bean burrito before this. Look at this. He got to go real bad. You see him? He's clenching cheeks. You can see it. Yeah.
So I asked him if I could get on the phone, either video phone or just a phone, and talk to Mr. Abrego Garcia.
Why?
What the hell for?
Like who's?
So I could report back to his.
He's as well as everyone in there.
Listen,
what the hell?
listen.
That ain't
I can answer that for you. Okay. He's getting sodomized. We call it cornholing. All right.
Stop.
I ain't doing it. Allegedly.
President Bukele said he was not sending him back. That's the end of the story. If he
Yes.
wanted
That's
to
right.
send him back, we would give
Look
him
at it.
a
Look
plane
around his
ride
face.
back.
Jesus Christ.
There was no situation ever where he was going to stay in this country.
Right.
None.
Now, the senator was not only denied access to go visit directly inside the prison, but also to talk to Abrego.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they need to deport this guy's toupee because that clearly came straight from China. You know how much you must have paid for that? I hope you got it before the 245, bud.
On the phone, he asked the vice president, why is this Maryland man in that prison if no evidence of
Again,
crimes or
Maryland
gangs
man.
have been
Maryland
No
man.
evidence.
Ay, ay, ay.
It doesn't matter how many. It doesn't matter how much evidence you give these people. They just continue
Looking forward
to
to hearing that.
with
Thank
the
you, John.
same
Well, this
crap.
Yeah, they believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, it's so. Oh, so crazy.
Yeah.
We're going through some new court documents that support the White House's claim that Abrego Garcia is a gang member.
7 News obtained those documents from the Justice Department. The Prince George's County Police Gang Unit identified Abrego Garcia as an MS-13 gang member back in 2019. That's when he and 2 other men were detained at a Home Depot parking lot in Highland.
Well, he could have been looking for a job. Now, when they pulled up, was he saying, trabajo, trabajo, trabajo? You know what I'm saying? He probably was trying to do some construction work.
Yeah, I'm sure he was trying to clean up his act after God knows what he's done.
We both know that's not what he was doing there.
Oh, I don't know what he was doing. I ain't asked him.
I didn't know that because I know that was a thing in case y'all don't know, in the 90s it was a big thing about they would hang out in Home Depot parking lots and then contractors would pull up and then they would say they need like 6 workers, you know what I'm saying? And they would get into the truck and then they would go, and then there was the guy. Who was that guy that as a prank, right? This is like years ago. He would pull up and he would say, I need like, he would get a pickup truck, right? And he loads it up as many as he can get and then takes them right to ice. You know what I mean? But like, it's kind of weird that you know, gang members are hanging out. Like, it's I don't know what are they up to?
Well, no, with all the immigrants that came in, illegal immigrants that crossed the border since Biden, they were looking for jobs, so they were doing the same thing, you know. Because remember when the times that we went to Home Depot, there was a lot of them just hanging around.
Yeah.
And we knew that that's what it was. They were waiting to you know.
Yeah, for a contractor basically to pick them up for under the table jobs, because that's, you know, that's the one thing. But also, you know, they got to be careful, because if I'm thinking about it, like, you know, if I were a gang member, right? Of course, I'm not going to work an honest 9 to 5. Why the hell am I in the job? Why am I in a gang if I'm going to work a 9 to 5, right? That kind of defeats the purpose. But, right, think about the kind of valuable tools that a contractor has. So maybe the gang members are hanging out, hoping that a contractor pick them up, and then they rob the shit out of them, right?
Kill them and torture them.
Well, I don't know if they'll. I mean, I don't know if they see that bond.
Oh no, they only do that to women, no? Allegedly, I don't know.
Wow.
Well, you know, a lot of these are.
Wow.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I mean, hey, say what you want. You know what I mean? But they're just.
I know it's a free country and I can't say what I want, but I'd rather not. I'll hold this one.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. Guys, I don't know her.
The officer says Abrego Garcia was wearing a Chicago Bulls hat, and according to sources, that means he is a member in good standing with MS-13. It's also documented he wore a hoodie that's, quote, indicative of the Hispanic gang culture, with the reference to the phrase, see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil.
Even with new evidence from the DOJ, supporters at a rally.
Obey the courts, return Garcia, no concentration camp, no fascism, yes Constitution, yes. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. They consistently violate our constitutional rights, and where are you standing up for that? How many people don't get pulled over by Chota and you know their constitutional rights are violated constantly?
Yeah.
Where are you for that one?
No, they're I don't know where they're at.
Oh my God, look at this. Oh, thank you, Senator Van Hollen. You know what the most amazing part about this sign is?
What?
That they wrote it on a paper plate, but they can't even afford a Dixie.
Say, gang affiliated or not, Abrego Garcia.
And you can thank Biden for that.
Saying the government didn't follow its own protocol when it comes to immigration law.
Look at that. Did you see that? The Costco?
No.
Man.
Of Rachel Moore.
I got to say, these are some very thrifty protesters here.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Look at and the dummy left the address on the that's not very smart. That's like the address tag, you know. So now you know where this Karen lives at.
Yeah.
My God, she just doxed herself on national telly. That's insane.
When it comes to immigration.
Oh, there's a dog there too.
Well, we're also hearing fiery words from the mother of Rachel Morin, who was killed by a man in the country illegally.
Now it pisses me off that he's not fighting for her,
Right?
but she's American, so who cares? It's almost like you act like you already got us in. Or either you think you got us in your pocket already, or you really just don't care.
Have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter.
Yeah, I don't think he acknowledged her at all. I heard there's not even a mention on his Twitter feed.
Leaving her
He's
5
disgusting.
children
Yeah.
He is a
without
disgusting
mother,
man.
and now a grandbaby without a grandmother, so that he can use my taxpayer money
Yeah.
to fly to El Salvador
Yeah.
to bring
How
back
dare he.
someone that's not even an American citizen.
Not only
that's-
that.
Why does that person?
Not only that, right?
That's so
Her
fucked
daughter
up.
was actually killed and tortured by gang members, and you're doing all this effort for a gang member.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, like, are you familiar with the term optics? Like the way something looks in the eyes of the people. These are terrible optics, bro. Like, who's your PR team? Somebody should have slapped you and said, "Are you insane, Chris?
Yeah,
are you
well,
insane?"
No, they're all morons. Honestly, they're all morons. And all the people that are standing out there with signs and all this bullshit, you people are morons. You really
And
are.
also, you gotta really watch these the way these Democrats play ball. But like, for instance, the hands-off protests. You know how many of the same people kept getting bused from one city to another city to another city. Yet the other people, they believe that these movements are growing. No, they're not. And they're getting paid to do it. And those kind of people, to me, they're like the, when they talk about in World War II, you had the Jewish people that were turning in other Jewish people to the Gestapo. You know what I'm saying? Like betraying their own people. Like, that's exactly what this smells like. Like, you're turning in, or you're trading American citizens. Like you rather defend a gang member than an American citizen that was murdered by gang members, and it's so backwards. It's so backwards, man.
Have more right than I do, or my daughter, or my grandchildren.
Isn't that how they always treated us, though?
Yeah,
The way
always.
Well, just this week, Victor
The
Martinez
Biden
Hernandez, a fugitive
administration. The Biden administration always treated the American citizens like stepchildren, whereas they gave everything to the illegals that came into this country unvetted. Okay, they just poured in. They were given everything. They complained about everything. They acted like they deserved it.
Yeah.
And we were stuck with the bill. Here we are paying taxes so that they can be well taken care of. And forget about the Americans that got killed because of the illegals. Forget about that, because they don't count, unfortunately.
Yeah.
To these Democrats, they don't count. They want to be kissing up to, I don't know who they're kissing up to at this point.
It's sickening, man. It's honestly sickening to see exactly like what's happening. But I gotta be honest, it does feel like there's a reversal. I think Trump threw the reverse Uno card, because it seems like the gears are grinding to a halt and turning the other way. And the only people that don't seem to get that are the same people that are out there protesting with Costco signs and fixie plates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My God.
Salvador was found guilty of killing and raping Rachel Morin.
As for Senator Van Hollen,
That's
no
awful,
word
man.
yet on
And torturing, though.
to the
And
US.
torturing. I mean,
Make sure to stay with
God,
7
man.
News as we follow all of
Yeah,
the-
we're not gonna be doing that. So that's just one of those things where I feel like like everything is ebb and flow. Everything is ebb and flow. Y'all had your time. It's over. It's our time again.
Yes.